Hi there. Now we're going to do lesson 129. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. This is the thought that follows from the one we practiced yesterday. You cannot stop with the idea the world is worthless, for unless you see that there is something else to hope for, you will only be depressed. And boy, is this true. Especially as I coach, I watch people who forget that there is a place that we're going, that this journey is a bridge of leaving the fear behind and moving towards love, leaving attachments of the world and moving towards freedom, leaving the world that we see towards a world that it's a world that we want to see, we want to be a part of. It's a world that God created. So we need to make sure that we know that there's more coming here. So our emphasis is not on giving up the world, but on exchanging it for what is far more satisfying, filled with joy and capable of offering you peace. Think you this world can offer that to you? The world of craziness, of corrupt governments, a world of cheating people, the world of punishing people who are innocent and sending them to jail, the world of lying and cheating and control. Do you think that world's going to offer you any love, joy, or peace? Paragraph 2, it might be worth a while. It might be worth a little time to think once more about the value of this world. Perhaps you will concede there is no loss in letting go all thought of value there or value here. The world you see is merciless indeed, unstable, cruel, unconcerned with you, quick to avenge and pitiless with hate. It gives but to rescind and takes away all things that you have cherished for a while. No lasting love is found, for none is there. This is the world of time where all things end. So we have overlaid onto this beautiful world, this beautiful planet that is paradise that God has given us to enjoy, our playground. And we have overlaid all of these things on it. And we get punished. If we don't do this, we get fired. If we don't follow the rules, we get jailed. If we don't do this, our license gets taken away. If we don't behave, we get in timeout. We get punished. We get sent to the principal's office. We go to the coroner. We get divorced. We get fired. Whatever it is. So paragraph 3 says, it is a loss to find a world. Let me start again. Is it a loss to find a world instead where losing is impossible, where love endures forever, hate cannot exist, and vengeance has no meaning? Is it a loss to find all this amazingness where these things don't matter? Is it loss to find all things you really want and know they have no ending and they will remain exactly as you want them throughout time? Sign me up. Sentence 3, yet even they will be exchanged at last for what we cannot speak of. For you go from here to where words fail entirely, into a silence where the language is unspoken and yet surely understood. So we're creating a bridge. We're leaving the world of suffering. We're going to create a world, what the Course in Miracles calls a happy world. We are going to create a happy life where we're going to begin to love each other, take care of each other, and uplift each other, where camaraderie, sharing is going to happen. But that's not the final destination. The final destination, which is a return to our non-physicalness, which is where Jesus is. Jesus is giving us information from a non-physical state. When there's no longer value in a body, when there is no longer the need to ascend consciousness, once you have gotten to the place that there is no need to reincarnate, we're going to be in a place that words will not be able to describe. Silence where the language is unspoken and yet surely understood. We will know each other telepathically. We will know what we're thinking because it is just pure oneness. It'll feel like the experience of being separate but inside of a whole. It's multi-dimensional. It's amazing. I've had glimpses of it. I've had dreams of it. So I can begin to have an idea of what I hear described by other channels or information that I've read that speaks to this other world, people who have had near-death experiences and speak of that. I know it's where I'm going. I know I'm creating a happy dream. I know I'm on that bridge moving towards that someday. But it's important that we understand that we're leaving a world of suffering and going into a world of joy. Paragraph number 4, communication, unambiguous and plain as day, remains unlimited for all eternity. This is where we're going. And God himself speaks to his Son as his Son speaks to him. I cannot wait for that kind of communication. Their language has no words, for what they say cannot be symbolized. Their knowledge is direct and wholly shared and wholly one. How far away from this are you who stay bound to this world? And yet how near are you when you exchange it for the world you want? We got to let go of these attachments. The world out there, we're meant to play with it. We're meant to play with the money, play with having houses, play with the jewelry and the cars and the spouses and the boyfriends and the girlfriends and the children and the funerals and the weddings, and play with all of that. Play with your vacation, play with your job. Let it be fun. Let it be easy. When you're inspired, you'll be moving synchronistically to the right place at the right time as we move towards creating cooperation and collaboration and joy. But don't think that the world has something to give you. Rather, we're preparing to that we're giving the world everything we have. Because as we give it to the world, we receive it. Why? Because there's only one of us here. As we begin to share with our boss, we're sharing with us. As you begin to share your kindness and your joy with your ex-partner, you're sharing it with yourself. That is the world that we want to exchange, the world of suffering for. Paragraph 5. Now is the last step certain. Now you stand an instant's space away from timelessness. Here you can but look forward, never back to see again the world you do not want. Here is the world that comes to take its place. As you unbind your mind from little things the world sets forth to keep you prisoner. Value them not, and they will disappear. Esteem them, and they will seem real to you. So with this new relationship with Dan, I want to create a world with this man, if he chooses to be in it or not, of pure unconditional love, of no attachment. No, he doesn't need to give me anything. There's nothing he can offer me material, nothing, a wedding, a ring, none of that. Not that he has, but none of that matters to me. Will I play with that? Will I make a decision if he were to do that? If he were to want to share things with me, will I accept him? Yes, but with absolute understanding that they don't add anything to me. I'm just playing with it. And with him knowing that this is just for fun. Everything I have is yours too. Because I don't want to be attached to anything. That's suffering. I want to be free to enjoy what is. I want to be free to experience heaven on earth. I want to be free to love as much as God loves. I want to experience that love flowing through me. I want the gates wide open to my heart. One day those gates are going to fall off because they won't be necessary. And that's happening. It's happening because my mind doesn't send signals as often to shut the gate. The fear, I don't have that. Hardly ever does it happen. The freedom is unbelievable to come and to go and to allow things to change, because they change. So what if Dan and I decide to spend the rest of our lives together? It's going to have to be a day-by-day decision, by the way, because I only want to decide that in the now moment. That's why I don't need to get married. I don't need a happily ever after, because I live happily ever now. I don't need anything from him because I have it all in me, and when I give, I'm giving it to myself. That's why to give Dan freedom is to give it to me. To give Dan love is to give it to me. To give him permission to do whatever he wants to do is to give it to me. That's what's so beautiful. And when I do that, I feel God in me. It's just so powerful because I'm not blocking it with my own ideas about how things should be. That's why Ken was such a powerful teacher, prepared me for this. I love Ken so much and especially for being such a powerful teacher. Few people have taught me so much. Paragraph 6. Such is the choice. What loss can be for you in choosing not to value nothingness? This world holds nothing that you really want. But what you choose instead, you want indeed. I'm choosing freedom. I value happiness. I value love. I value peace. I value oneness and connection. That is what is worth something to me. And I only experience that as part of my self-worth. Let it be given you today. It's already there for me to feel it. It waits but for your choosing it to take the place of all the things you seek but do not want. I'm not seeking out anymore. Paragraph 7. Practice your willingness to make this change 10 minutes in the morning and at night, and once more in between. Begin with this. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. I choose to see that world instead of this, for here is nothing that I really want. That statement is an affirmation for us to practice until it begins to be our truth. Paragraph 7, sentence number 5. By the way, if you're attached to things of the world, that's going to feel really uncomfortable to say that. Then forgive yourself for your attachment and just accept that you have that attachment and you're working on releasing it because you want freedom. But that freedom doesn't feel that good to you now because the world has held a place of safety for you. So you're bridging your way one step at a time to move across the threshold that sends you into total freedom. But to move there, you're going to have to take one step at a time. As it took you many, many steps, many years, many in this lifetime, many decades, many lifetimes to put you in bondage and think the world had what you wanted. So sentence number 5 in paragraph 7. Then close your eyes upon the world you see, and in the silent darkness, watch the lights that are not of this world light one by one until where one begins another ends, loses all meaning as they blend in one. We want to open up our eyes to the brilliance of the life of if this planet was filled with people who live from their heart, and we are all shining our light. The world of darkness, little by little, will go away as the light increases here more and more as we turn on our lights and we free people to be themselves. Paragraph 8. Today, the lights of heaven bend to you, to shine upon your eyelids as you rest beyond the world of darkness. Here is light your eyes cannot behold, and yet your mind can see it plainly and can understand. The light of God that we imagine in our mind, our eyes cannot see it. It would blind us because it's so powerful. A day of grace is given you today, and we give thanks. This day we realize that what you fear to lose was only loss. Only loss. We fear loss. I was afraid of loss of safety, loss of financial comfort, loss of a husband, loss of a partner, loss of love. When I began to realize that I thought those things were what had given me what I wanted, I began to realize I'm not losing anything. I'm gaining the freedom that was mine to begin with. I'm gaining my abundance because God and I working together, my goodness, I've always been taken care of. The work that I do, I am paid for. I'm paid for this work. My coaching, my teachings, what greater joy could there be in me receiving abundance than in me giving of these teachings? I'm giving to myself my teachings, and that's generating the abundance. I'm playing the game. So beautiful because there is no loss. If I were to make no money, I'll have another friend with a basement. There's homeless shelters. I'm not concerned. There's a huge planet that I can roam wherever I want to roam to and be in the kingdom of heaven. How can there be loss there? Paragraph 9. Plus, how can there be loss if God goes with me wherever I go? How can I lose anything if the creator of the universe, of the galaxies, how can I ever lose anything? Paragraph 9. Now do we understand there is no loss, For we have seen its opposite at last, and we are grateful that the choice is made. Remember your decision hourly, and take a moment to confirm your choice by laying by whatever thoughts you have and dwelling briefly only upon this. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. Beyond this world, I want the world of freedom. I want the world God created for me. I want to be able to see this world free of my projections, of my attachments. I want to see this world as it is. That's what I want to gain. And to let go of this world of suffering, that is no loss at all. None whatsoever. I gladly release that so that my hands can be filled with the truth of what God created. Thanks, and have a magnificent rest of your day.